T-O-T-D-I-S. 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 Node W2CHN disconnected.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2,518 with a release date of Friday, January 30th, 2026. To follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. A ham radio business owner dies in a plane crash in Australia. Radio Adventure gets the spotlight at this year's Hamvention, and meet a growing herd of Soda Mountain goats. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2,518 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. And now reporting from Valparaiso, Indiana, here's Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
As Newsline went to production, we learned of the sudden death of Elwood Downey, WB0OEW, the developer and creator of the popular open-source ham clock software. The popular Linux-based digital information display has been a mainstay in many amateur radio shacks where hams have eagerly awaited updates and new versions. The revelation that Elwood had become a silent key on Thursday, the 29th of January, was accompanied by a message on his ClearSkyInstitute.com website. It announced his death, adding that the final release of Ham Clock is version 4.22. All ham clocks are to stop functioning in June of this year. In a separate posting on Facebook, Bruce Kempf, KC3JS, announced that he was halting all sales of turnkey ham clocks until there is a functioning replacement. He asked for fellow ham clock enthusiasts to help find a means to get a functioning server and edit the code to allow this to work. The pilot of a private plane that crashed north of Australia's Gold Coast has been identified as an amateur radio operator and successful businessman. He was well known for the ham radio equipment business he built decades earlier from a garage-based operation. We hear about him from Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
The single-engine plane had just taken off from a private airstrip on Tuesday, January 27, when it came down, killing the pilot and his passenger at the scene. The pilot was identified as Greg Ackman, VK4BBX, owner of Mobile One Australia. Various news reports described him as an experienced aviator. His passenger was said to be from Sydney. According to media reports, the two were on their way to New South Wales. Greg designed much of the amateur equipment sold by the company he founded. A ham since 2021, he was a visible presence at amateur radio events throughout Australia. At the time Newsline went to production, investigators were still trying to determine the cause of the crash. Greg was 73. Vale Greg Ackman.
Do you want to come visit Pluto? Well, it doesn't involve space travel. It just means that you're committed to helping mark yet another anniversary of its discovery by the uncle of one of the special event operators. Randy Sly, W4XJ, tells us what we need to know.
Amateur radio operators will be on the air as Whiskey 7 Papa from February 14th through the 22nd to celebrate the 96th anniversary of the discovery of Pluto and to continue the countdown to the 100th anniversary in 2030. This year, the event sponsors are hoping to have a number of visiting operators join the fun. Bob Wirtz, NF7E, told AR Newsline, quote, "The Northern Arizona DX Association invites out-of-state ham radio clubs and operators to join us as guest operators for the Whiskey 7 Papa Pluto Discovery Anniversary Special Event, operating from the very place where Pluto was discovered in 1930, the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. Visiting hams will need to contact Bob ahead of time to be placed on the schedule. In addition to operations at the observatory, Doug Tombaugh, N3PDT, nephew of astronomer Clyde Tombaugh, who discovered Pluto in 1930, will lead a team of operators as Whiskey 7 Papa Stroke 0. Doug said that he especially enjoys making contact with other amateurs who knew his uncle or were involved in other activities related to Pluto. For more information, look up Whiskey 7 Papa on QRZ. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
For ham radio operators, adventure comes in all forms, whether it means landing on a remote island for a 2-week de-expedition or hiking to activate a summit in a national park. Others simply see adventure in the annual challenge to make that trip to Xenia, Ohio to attend Hamvention. Whatever your personal challenge is, it's in the spotlight this year as Hamvention organizers have just announced that Radio Adventure is the theme for the 3 days from May 15th through to May 17th at the Greene County Fairgrounds. Even if your biggest adventure ends up being your decision on what new rig to take home with you this year, expect the gates to be open, as usual, for a reunion among friends in your ham radio family. It's not time to turn the clocks just yet. Here in the U.S., we take a 1-hour leap forward in a few weeks. It is, however, time to turn back the calendar in just a few days and revisit amateur radio's first voice mode. CellMB KB3TZD has those details.
Long before there was single sideband, there was AM, or amplitude modulation, the only HF voice mode available to previous generations of amateur radio operators. AM operators are still on the air, holding nets and having QSOs, although AM's rich, warm tones are heard less often on the bands these days. That's about to change. From 00 UTC on Saturday, February 7th through 0700 UTC on Monday, February 9th, everyone gets a chance to be part of this annual operating event. Any type of radio equipment will get you in the game as long as it's capable of full carrier amplitude modulation. The action will take place on the 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, 10, and 6-meter amateur radio bands. For details about the different power categories, rig categories, or operating procedures, visit the website amrally.com. If you are a newcomer to operating on AM, there's plenty of information there to help you get started. This is CellMB, KB3TZD.
Even as parts of the U.S., including the New England states, were suffering through days of sub-freezing temperatures recently, a dedicated group of park activators in Connecticut had a good warm feeling, and they headed to the park to celebrate by getting on the air. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, tells us more.
If you happen to work WB1CT on the first morning of the new year, you are a part of the inaugural podolog of the Connecticut Parks on the Air Activators Group. The club has been around and growing since its first informal activities in early 2021. Until recently, most of their hunters are more familiar with their previous call sign, K2D, the special event one-by-one call sign it shared with the Connecticut operators in the 13 Colonies event each July. Group Director Conrad Troutman, N2YCH, told Newsline that as the group grew larger and added even more activities, it made sense to become an official nonprofit club, which it did in late 2025. The FCC granted the club call sign shortly afterward. With a special park-to-park net that helps activators get more Connecticut parks in their logs, the club continues to evolve, both in activities and membership. The group has more than 100 POTA activators throughout the state. When they're not on the air, they keep in touch regularly via a groups.io list. Be listening for WB1CT calling CQ POTA, or if you happen to live in Connecticut, join the action. You can find details on the club's page on QRZ.com. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
A noted de-expeditioner and active member of the Intrepid DX group has become a silent key. We hear more about him from Stephen Kinford N8WB.
David Assoc III, W5XU, had a long amateur radio life which began when he was still in high school. It gathered momentum and more of a spirit of adventure over time. The D-Expeditioner was 71 years old when in 2016 he activated South Sandwich Island with the intrepid DX group as VP8SGI and Thule Island as VP8STI in a place uninhabitable except by penguins. He became a silent key on January 18th, according to his online obituary. David, who discovered ham radio as a high school electronics enthusiast, would go on to a lifetime of other discoveries and many de-expeditions, including Russell Reef as 9M0W and Mellish Reef 9M6MA. An active member of the Baton Rouge Amateur Radio Club, his commitment to helping his Louisiana community spurred him into service by assisting emergency communications during Hurricane Betsy in 1965, an action for which the city of New Orleans honored him. David was 80. This is Stephen Kinford, N8WB.
It's time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the Raleigh Amateur Radio Society's W4DW repeater at 8 p.m. local time on Sundays. A grant from Amateur Radio Digital Communications has helped one club in North Carolina fulfill its dreams of space, satellites, and the ISS. We have that story from Jim Dameron, N8TMW.
An important terrestrial contact made recently by the Raleigh Amateur Radio Society has brought the promise of so many more contacts that can now happen in space. For this club and the youngsters at the Conn Magnet Elementary School, Friday the 30th of January will be remembered as a big day for their scheduled QSO with the International Space Station, a direct contact made via amateur radio. The North Carolina Hams have a long history of answering school and youth group requests to assist with ham radio satellite contacts and even ISS communication. But as club member Carl Davis, W8WZ, told Newsline, it was always challenging to assemble the necessary equipment because to answer each request, members had to dismantle and transport the appropriate radio gear from individual members' own homes. The club reached out successfully to Amateur Radio Digital Communications, which gave them a $14,000 grant and the means to buy portable equipment dedicated for amateur satellite and ARIS contacts, such as the late January QSO under the direction of John Breyer, K4EB. Carl said that while the new equipment will help inspire the next generation to explore the power of amateur radio, it will also enable more club members to train to assist with the ARIS contacts. Within the club itself, more members will also learn to become skilled satellite operators. This is Jim Dameron, N8TMW.
All eyes, it seems, are on the Artemis II moon rocket since its recent rollout onto the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. From high above the Earth, though, another pair of eyes and the lens of a camera have been watching, too, as we hear from Jack Parker, W8ISH.
From his front row seat aboard the International Space Station, NASA astronaut Chris Williams, KJ5GEW, got the best view of all of the Artemis II as it awaits its crew of 4. Chris was able to capture the image on camera. He posted it on the social media site X on Monday the 19th of January. Alongside the image, he wrote, quote, "If you zoom in on the rightmost launch pad, you can see a shadow just to the left of the center of the pad. That shadow is from the rocket and launch tower that will soon take 4 of my friends on a trip around the moon," end quote. They're not just his friends and fellow astronauts. Just like Chris, 3 of them have their ham radio licenses. Commander Reed Weissman, KF5LKT, pilot Victor Glover, KI5BKC, and mission specialist Jeremy Hansen, KF5LKU. The 4th crew member is mission specialist Krista Cook. The crew's launch toward the moon could come as early as February. Though Chris is scheduled to stay aboard the ISS for a few more months, once Artemis is launched, the crew won't be coming by for their close-up. The journey is expected to last 10 days before it splashes down in the Pacific Ocean. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
In the world of DX, 5 operators will be active during the AU-7RS DXpedition to Agati, IOTA number AS011 in the Lakshadweep Islands. The activation is scheduled for the 8th through to the 14th of February. Be listening on 160 through 6 meters, where they will be using CW, single sideband, and FT8. They will also operate via the QO100 satellite. Andre, PD1DRE, is using the call sign PJ2/PD1DRE from Curacao, IOTA number SA099, until the 4th of March. He is calling QRZ on single sideband and FT8 or FT4. In Placencia, Belize, listen for Walt W0CP using the call sign V31DJ, operating CW and single sideband. His wife, Mary, K0Z Victor, will be using the call sign V31DK, operating FT8 and FT4. They will be on the air from the 1st through to the 27th of February. John, W5JON, is active with the call sign V47JA from St. Kitts, IOTA number NA104 through to the 3rd of February. He is operating single sideband and FT8 on various bands. For all these contacts, see QRZ.com for QSL information. People who are familiar with goats will tell you that they are strongly associated with courage, resilience, and tenacity. Families of goats are almost always close-knit, social, and very supportive of one another. So what do goat families have to do with Washington State's Henderson family? Ralph Squillace, KK6ITB, is here to explain it in our final story for the week.
In early January, 14-year-old Niels Henderson became the youngest mountain goat in the U.S. in the Summits on the Air Awards scheme. He did it barely 1 month after his 16-year-old brother, Soren, KK7UKE, set the same record on a snowy summit this past Christmas Day. Their mother, Corinne, KK7ULL, was the first in the family to ascend to mountain goat heights. She achieved that status this past October after 13 months of steady SOTA activations. With 1,000 points needed to classify a SOTA activator as a mountain goat, that means a total of 3,000 points between Proud Mom and her 2 sons. Corinne told Newsline that the family decided in 2024 that amateur radio would be great to have along on their adventures as avid hikers. And so they went for it, joining her husband Jason, KC7EPG, who has been licensed since his teens. Jason had convinced them that amateur radio would add another measure of security when they were hiking in areas with poor cell service. Then, members of their ham radio club suggested that the family start activating summits. She and Jason were hooked. Corinne said that work commitments recently slowed Jason's climb to join his goat family at the top, but he's getting there. With Jason needing only 80 more points, she said that before too long, quote, "We'll be our own little SOTA mountain goat herd," end quote. No doubt the Hendersons will be one herd who's definitely being heard. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6ITV.
Are you ready to write a ham radio haiku? Well, it's easy, even if you've never written a single line of poetry in your life. Visit our website at arnewsline.org, and as you compose your ode to your favorite on-the-air activity, we will help you use the correct number of syllables to make an authentic haiku. Submit your work, and then sit back and wait to hear whether your inspired haiku will be highlighted on our website, where everyone can read it. With thanks to Angela, N3RB, Amateur Radio Daily, Australian Broadcasting Corp., Brisbane Times, Carl Davis, W8WZ, Conrad Troutman, N2YCH, Corinne Henderson, KK7ULL, David Behar, K7DB, the 425DX Bulletin, Hambention, James Gifford, N8KET, Matt, K2EAG, NASA, Northern Arizona DX Association, QRZ.com forums, shortwaveradio.de, space.com, the Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all for the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO in Valparaiso, Indiana, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. We wish all our listeners the very best for the year ahead in 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when
Timeout, 15-second lock.
Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Sarah and friends. CQ, this is W8WKY calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. My name is Gary. My personal call is Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra, and I'll be your net control operator this evening using the club call W8WKY. We meet on this repeater every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., and we encourage all amateurs to participate. This is a controlled net. Please direct traffic through net control. As always, priority or emergency traffic may break into this net at any time. Tonight, we'll take in and out traffic first, followed by a round of regular check-ins. And then we'll turn it over to me, and I got a trivia question for you tonight, kind of a timely one. We'll see how all that works out. But before we get started, just a couple of announcements. First, our next membership meeting will be Thursday, February 19th. At the Eagles, as we normally are, and the Tech Talk will be provided by Scott Yonley, N8SY. He'll talk to us about everything ARRL. And also remember that at the February meeting, we're going to entertain nominations for our elected offices. In particular, and not to dismiss the others, but in particular, we are looking for a VP. It's a great position. It's a great place to get involved and become really an instrumental part of the club and how the club works. So again, next club meeting will be February 19th at the Eagles. And also, as an aside, not really an aside, but just want to throw out some thoughts and prayers for Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy, who was taken from her home. Incredible story. Thoughts and prayers her way. Hopefully, that will have a happy ending. With that, let's see if there's anybody out there who'd like to join us. We'll take in and out traffic first, and then I'll get to the trivia question. In and out traffic, come on down.
58, Charlie Tango Mike, Carry at Portage Lakes, and I'll be in and out.
Echolink, in and out. Have a good night, Jerry.
KF8 AHI, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha Hotel India, Mike Barberton, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet, November Hotel, Doug and Rittman, in and out.
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, Tom in Canton, in and out.
Kilowatt Alpha 8, Whiskey Kilowatt, Paul and Barberton, Portable, in and out.
QFA, Sierra Foxtrot, Martin Watford, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8, TLB, Randy and Rittman, and I'll be in and out. 73, God bless.
All right, I'll pick it up. Here's who we have so far. W8CTM, Carrie, have you in and out. KF8AHI, good evening, Mike. Have you in the log. KE8JNH, Doug, good to hear you this evening. Tom, KA8MNT, KA8WWK, Paul, KE8SFS, Mark's in the log, and KE8TLB, Randy, good to hear you. Tell Ray we said hello. Any other in and out traffic? Come on down.
Quebec, Jim in Marshallville.
Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, WA8, KOC, Fred, Akron, Echolink, in and out. Have a good night.
Kilo Zulu 8, Tango Golf, Tim and Navarre, I'll be in and out, thanks.
All right, we picked up Fred, WAAKOC, and Tim, KZ8TG, and Jim from Marshallville. I didn't quite catch it. There was something on top of you there. If you could come back, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, sure thing, Gary. It's Kilowatt Delta 8, Sierra, Quebec.
All right, thank you, sir. Got you in the log, KD8SQ. Great signal in the clear there, Jim. And thanks for stopping by this evening. Do appreciate that. All right, let's do one more round of in and out check-ins. If you are in and out, come on down. This is AA8CS doing business tonight as W8WKY, and I'm listening. All right, nothing heard. Let's move on to regular check-ins. You want to hang around for the trivia question and comments for the net tonight? Now's your opportunity to come on down. This is W8WKY, and I'm listening.
Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8, LYJ, Bob in the Magic City.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango Papa, KF8, DTP, Lori Maslin.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8, Uniform India Bravo, KE8, UIB, John Maslin. Kilo Echo 8, Victor Oscar X-Ray, KE8, VOX, Scott Vermillion.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KD8 SLG. Nick on Allstar.
W8WKY, this is W3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls. W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8VQX Joe in Akron.
W8WKY, this is K4OG Mark in Copley, munching on peanuts.
W8WKY.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Hotel Golf, KE8GHT Doug in Norton.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Romeo, KE8 ZZR Harry and Wadsworth.
KC8 Fox Queen Victor Mark up in Aurora, KC8 up QV.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Romeo Zulu Terry in Ellenboro, West Virginia, KF8 ERZ.
Whiskey 8 Hotel Romeo Foxtrot W8HRF Josh in Akron Mobile. Still mobile. W8HRF.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Lima Alpha KF8 ELA Zach in Dalton. Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha KE8 BZA Eric in Strongsville. Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel
Alpha,
Delta
Alpha 8,
Papa
Charlie Tango,
KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve.
November 8 Whiskey Sugar, Bill in New London.
Kilo Delta 9 Delta Victor Bravo KD9 DVB Chuck in Cinnamon Lake.
All right, nicely done. There was a couple doubles, but pretty much one of the more orderly check-ins. K8, here's who I have. K8 J, KF8 DTP, KE8UIB. Yeah, Lori and John's in there. KE8VOX, KD8SLG, W03X, my favorite zero station. KE8VQX, K4OG, KE8ZHG. KE8ZZR, good morning, good evening, Harry, good to hear you. KC8FQV's in there, now it's Annette, for sure. KF8ERZ on the Homestead, good evening, Terry, good to hear you. W8HRF Mobile, Josh, stand by, we'll get right to you. KF8E Zach, KE8VZA Eric, KC8HDP Jerry, AA8CT Craig, N8WF, and KD9DVB got you in the log, Chuck. I know there was a couple people that got stepped on. If I didn't call you back, come on down. This is W8WKY, and I'm listening.
November Tango 8 Delta NT8D. I'll try to catch you from the HT when you call me back there, Gary, NT8D.
Kilo Charlie 8 Lima Yankee Golf KC8LYG Rick and Maslin.
All right, nicely done. We picked up Dave NT8D and Rick KC8LYG. And, yeah, not too awfully bad. Nice round, as a matter of fact. Let's get a trivia question in here. It's been cold, so I thought I would do a timely, cold kind of trivia question tonight. So the question goes like this. On a very cold, calm winter night, why does fresh snow often make the surroundings feel quieter than usual? Here's your distractors. Alpha, snow lowers air pressure, reducing sound transmission. Baker, snow absorbs and scatters sound waves due to trapped air pockets. Charlie, cold air bends sound upward, away from listeners. And Delta, human hearing sensitivity decreases at low temperatures. Yeah, all right, we'll do it again. On a very cold, calm winter night, why does fresh snow often make the surroundings feel quieter than usual? Your distractors are Alpha, snow lowers air pressure, reducing sound transmission. Baker, snow absorbs and scatters sound waves due to trapped air pockets. Charlie, cold air bends sound upward, away from listeners. D, Delta, human hearing sensitivity decreases at low temperatures. And there we have our trivia question. Let's get with it here. What do you have for the net tonight? And don't forget to answer the trivia question. Let's see. Where is it? I know I got you here. Oh, here we go. W8HRF. What do you got for us tonight, Josh? This is W8WKY.
W8WKY, W8HRF. Good evening, Gary, and everybody on the net. For that question, I'm going to have to go with Bravo. Seems likely. I haven't really had time to think about what I was going to say during the net. I jumped in the car, and there you were. I don't know if I've checked into the club net this many times in my life. I feel like the last month or two I've been on the club net a ton. So, fine business with regards to that. So, anyways, Gary, it's good to hear you. What else? Betty is ready for bed. Will is not ready for bed. Betty will. She'll be heading to bed shortly, and Will he went to bed a little earlier last night than normal, but yeah, he really likes to stay up. He likes to stay up till like 11 o'clock. He is a night owl, but Lucy somehow managed to get him to fall asleep a little earlier yesterday, so that was good. I don't remember much of last night. I think I fell asleep on the couch or something like that. So, all right, Gary, I'll let you get down the list. You had a long list there. We'll catch you later. AA8CS W8HRF 73 all.
All right, Josh, very good. Thank you for that. I have you down for Bravo. And Betty's going to sleep, and Will's going to stay up. Night owl, that's probably par for the course. All right, you take care, and we will talk to you again real soon. Stay warm. All right, to the top of the list, KA8LYJ to take it. Good evening, Bob. What do you have for the net, and what's your answer to the trivia question tonight? This is W8WKY.
W8WKY, this is KA8LYJ. Not much going on. Yesterday and today were pretty much my first nose pokings out the door in over a week. I guess 28 is still cold, but it feels absolutely balmy compared to what we had. So I got some errands out of the way and a doctor's appointment, and came home to French bread pizza, and that's about it. That was homemade, not out of a box. And for trivia, I'm going to go Bravo. This is KA8LYJ.
I absolutely agree with you, Bob. I cannot believe how warm it was today, and you're absolutely correct. It was like 29 degrees. It truly wasn't an amazing thing. I mean, when you're talking about single-digit to negative temperatures, and then all of a sudden it jumps up to 29, that truly is a heat wave. All right, Bob, got you done for Bravo. Take care. Have a just a terrific Tuesday, and what's left of it, that is. And we'll see you at the club meeting coming up in a couple weeks. KA8LYJ, we're going to clear with Bob. Lori's up next, KF8DTP. And John, UIB, you're on deck. Go ahead, Lori. This is W8WKY.
W8WKY.
W8WKY from KF8DTP. Jerry, I mean, oh man, I just really messed it up. It's all John's fault. That's all I'm going to say. It's all John's fault. Anyways, I'm just going to go with B, and that's just it. I'm done for the night. This is KF8DTP. I'll be clear.
Whatever you guys are involved with, I want some of it. That's all I can say. All right, Lori, got you down for Bravo. KF8DTP, we're going to clear with you. And let's pick up the other side of that coin. KE8UIB to take it. VOX, you're on deck. This is W8WKY.
Hey, CS from KA8UIB. Good evening, Gary, everybody out there in the net. And, of course, you know, I had to mess with Lori while she was on the radio, so now she's trying to get me back. So this has become a brutal game of violent tag, you guys. Let me see the trivia question. I'm going to go with, I'm messaging back and forth with my mom and dad as I'm doing the weekly thing there, and they wanted to go with B Bravo. And I think since Lori went ahead and went with B Bravo, I'll go ahead and go with B Bravo. Usually I don't follow the band, but I guess I will this time. You know, I tickled her pretty good, so I might as well earn some brownie points here. So with that, you guys, this is KAUIB, living the $5 dream, a nickel at a time. I'll go ahead and hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3, y'all. Thanks for running the net, Gary.
All right, John, got you down for Bravo, and I have your parents down for Bravo. Oh man, you guys just crack me up. You just do. All right, we're going to clear with you, John. KE8UIB, you continue to live that $5 dream a nickel at a time, and we'll talk to you again real soon. All right, next up we have KE8VOX, Scott. On the North Coast, how you doing, Scott? What's your answer to the trivia question? What do you have for the net today? How's the house and stuff coming? And KD8SLG, Nick, you're on deck, and WO3X, John, you're in the hole. This is W8WKY.
W8WKY, KE8VOX. Good evening, Gary. Good evening, all the listeners. For trivia, I'm going to go with Bravo. Might as well go with everybody else. House coming along good. They've been over there mudding and taping it and all that other stuff. Had to go out and look for paint and all that good stuff. So it's getting a little bit closer. Not fast enough, but closer. Had family lunch today. There were six of us there for lunch. It was pretty nice day. Pretty nice day to be out and walking the streets of Vermilion there. And I guess February. I think it's February 7th. This weekend. They're having their. I think it's this weekend. Yeah, 4 more days. They're having their ice sculpture thing going down the main street there at all the businesses where they have some pretty fancy ice sculptures up there, and seems like it's going to be cold enough they might last a few days. Last few times it's been a little warm and they melt after a day, but they might luck out this year and get them to stick around there for 3-4 days, but that's all I got. Thanks for doing the net, and thanks for getting me in. W8WKY, KE8VOX, 73.
All right, Scott. I figured at 29 degrees that you would be out in your shorts dancing in the street. You never know. You never know. All right, man. You take care. Stay warm and enjoy the rest of Tuesday night, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Probably Thursday morning, I would imagine. All right, KEAVOX, we're going to clear with you. Let's see what Nick has in store for us. KD8SLG on Allstar. This is W8WKY and W03X. John, you're on deck.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Gary, and all the Sarah Club netizens. So great to be here. You know, great minds think alike, Gary. Great minds think alike. In my news scroll today, I read an article about how things smell better when it's freezing cold outside. And I was thinking, how could I make this into a trivia question? You went with the hearing part of it, which is cool. I follow that. I'm going to go with Bravo, just like everybody else. That was my initial reaction, so I'm going to stick with it. So B for Bravo, or balmy, downright balmy, as Bob said. During your check-ins there, we had a very rare double. I think you caught it, between a Shreve double between Craig and Jerry. That was pretty cool. You don't get those often. Anyway, as Bob said, it's balmy today, and I was out in it, and it did feel really warm. I put away the big coat, but I'm not quite ready for the Speedo yet. It's KD8SLG, back to net control. Thanks, Gary.
All right, Nick, very good. It was balmy. As a matter of fact, I had a scarf on. I got very warm. I had a wool hat on. I got very warm. I took both of those things off and actually unbuttoned my jacket. Yeah, balmy. That's the word. All right, we're going to hearing and smelling, yeah, it's all there. It's all there. All right, we're going to clear with SLG. Let's pick up W03X. John, good evening to you. What's your answer to the trivia question, and what do you have for the net tonight? This is W8WKY and KE8VQX. Joe, you're on deck.
W8WKY, this is W03X. John here in Cuyahoga Falls. Let's see. For the trivia question, I also am going to go with B Bravo. That Shreve double was amazing, and both call signs were clearly discernible. Let's see, last week, toward the end of last week, I found out that my Yaesu FT100D, I found the reason why it wouldn't communicate with the logging program, and that it was user error, and what it is, the radio has to be in VFO-A. It can't be in memory. It has to be in VFO-A, and with that, all kind of new features, newly discovered features work, such as where you would type the call sign of the person you're trying to contact in a contest. If you put the frequency in there, it changes the frequency of the radio. So, and other items you can put in that window also. So now I'm going to check the memory battery to make sure it's okay. Or I'm going to look for a replacement for it, because the manual says the battery is good for 5 years. I bought this used about 10 years ago. So we'll see how that goes. So with that, this is W03X, back to the net.
WO3X, this is W8WKY. I got you down for Bravo there, John, and nothing like a dead battery to spoil your evening. Yeah, that's, I had a battery in my Tier. I had a Vibraplex, one of those, it's, the heck, what number is this thing? Let me see. Whoops, thing's off the back. I don't know. I don't remember. But there was a battery in there, and I modded it so that I could plug it in because just about you don't have a keyer on battery. I'm just saying. Just about the time you are ready to pull in this rare DX, then your battery dies, and you have no keyer. Bad news. All right. We're going to clear with WO3X. Let's pick up KE8VQX. Joe? Your answer for the trivia question, and what do you have for the net this evening? This is W8WKY and K4OG. Mark, you're on deck.
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. Good evening, Gary, and everybody on the club net. Let's see, I'll start off with a trivia answer that would be B as in Bravo. That's my guess, which apparently is everyone else's guess, which makes me suspect there's trickery in these answers someplace. Maybe not. It's the only one that would seem obvious to me. Let's see, I gotta grab my HT and head next door to the neighbor's house and let their dog out. They're both in their 80s, and they both wound up in the hospital and this week, and their dog is by herself. So me and a couple other guys in the neighborhood are taking turns making sure she's okay until they figure out what they want to do. Anyway, thanks for getting me in, Gary, and we'll try to talk to folks tomorrow morning on the barometer net. This is KE8VQX, back to net control.
All right, Joe, very good. Got you down for Bravo, and I don't think there's a whole lot of trickery going on here. As a matter of fact, in honor of K4OG, who's next up, I think I'm going to change things up a little bit. The correct answer for this question is Bravo, 100% so far. But I'm going to change it up, so I'm going to actually change the question just for Mark, only because I like you, Mark. I like you a lot. But about the first question, the question was, on a very cold, calm winter night, why does fresh snow often make the surroundings feel quieter than usual? Well, the correct answer is Bravo. Snow absorbs and scatters sound waves due to trapped air pockets. And this I did not know. Fresh snow can be up to 90% air by volume. Those tiny air pockets absorb and scatter sound waves, especially mid and high frequencies, making the environment noticeably quieter. So you guys were really spot on tonight on that one. And I'm going to grab a quick second and give you another second question, again, about the cold. I'm not leaving the genre here. We're talking cold. But let me grab a quick second. All right, and this is for you, Mark, and everyone who follows. Why does metal feel colder to the touch than wood or plastic when all are at the same outdoor temperature? Yeah, I'll repeat the question again. Why does metal feel colder to the touch than wood or plastic when all are at the same outdoor temperature? Here are your distractors. Alpha, metal radiates heat away faster. Bravo, metal has a lower specific heat. Charlie, metal can heat away from your skin more efficiently. And finally, Delta, metal absorbs cold from the surrounding air. And there you have it. Mark, K4OG, the original gangster, what say you? This is W8WKY.
W8WKY, AA8CS, K4OG. Well, Gary, first I got to tell you, I'm so glad to have my radio back. Wonder how I'm sounding. Let's see. Yeah, I knew the answer to the other one. I was going to tell you how much I like air pockets, hot pockets, pool pockets, but I hadn't seen a pool pocket in years. This new question, I know it's got to do something with thermodynamics, and I was thinking A and then C, and I can't remember what the answers were, but I think it's C, where, metal is just, it's better at sucking heat out of things, or I think it can transfer the heat from your skin quicker than wood or plastic. So, yeah, that's my answer. There you go, Gary. Good evening, everyone. K4OG back to W8WKY, and good evening, Gary.
All right, Mark, glad you got your radio back. I assume you're talking about the 9700, and by the way, you sound fabulous. Fabulous. And I have you down for Charlie. Charlie. All right. Thanks for being here, Mark. Have a terrific rest of the evening tonight, and we'll talk to you again soon. We're going to clear with K4OG. Let's pick up Doug, KE8ZHG. Doug to take it, KE8ZZR, Harry, you're on deck, and KC8FQV, Mark, you're in the hole.
Hi, Gary. Doug, KE8ZHG. Thanks for doing the net. I'm going to say that the kid in the Christmas Story movie that stuck his tongue to the metal post would probably choose A, so I'm going to go for that. And what's going on here? Lived in Seattle for 62 years, so I'm really looking forward to the Seahawks playing in the Super Bowl this weekend. And speaking of Seattle and also the cold, a friend called me today and reminded me that it's going to be 60 degrees out there in a few days, so he's just kind of rubbing it in a little bit. But that's all I have. This is Doug, KE8CHG, back to net. Thank you.
All right, Doug, got you down for Alpha, and I am actually pulling for the New England Patriots. Their new coach, Mike Vrabel, he is the son of a person I went to school with, high school with, and great Ohio boy. I played at Ohio State, and terrific football player, both for the Buckeyes and for the New England Patriots. As a matter of fact, I think Mike won 3 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. So just keeping it in the family, but it should be a great game. And it really should be. It really should be a very, very good game. So definitely looking forward to that. All right, Doug, we're going to clear with you. ZHG, we're going to clear with Doug, and let's pick up Harry, see what he has to say for this evening. KE8ZZR to take it. Your answer for the trivia question, and any other comments for the net. And Mark, FQV, you're on deck.
W8WKY, this is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Gary, and everybody else that's on the net. My trivia question, I'm going to get it out of the way first. I'm going to go D-Delta was my answer. And today, not a whole lot. It was take the brother the doctor day and out to lunch. So between Wadsworth and Kent, that's what my day was like. And getting ready to head to Hamcation next week. Actually, we're going to leave Saturday, providing it doesn't snow on Saturday, and the forecast keeps the snow on Friday. So other than that, we'll be gone about 5 weeks, 40 days, something like that. So I'll turn it back to you, Gary. This is KE8ZZR clear.
All right, Harry, have a fabulous trip there. Enjoy Hamcation. It should be a lot of fun. I've never been down there, although I do have the opportunity to do that. My wife's cousin lives in Orlando, and my buddy has a condo at Daytona Beach. So, I mean, I'm well within driving from both of those spots. Might have to make a plan and go down there one day. Not this year, I ain't happening, but some other time. We'll definitely take that in before I run out of time, so to speak. All right, Harry got you down for Delta. Thanks for being here this evening, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Clear with ZZR. Let's pick up Mark in Aurora. KC8FQV to take it. This is AA8CF and KF8ERZ. Terry, down on the homestead. You're on deck. Go ahead, Mark.
W8WKY.
All right, Gary, K7QV. Well, on the first trivia question, net B, so that's the beginning of all these B nets we have tomorrow. We have the parameter net, we have the beacon, the boredom breaker net, and then the beacon net. So on the first trivia, I would say B. On the second one, I would say Charlie. Let's try Charlie. And other than that, yeah, we just had some dinner and finished that up. And trying to get the phone emptied out of data. It can't take anymore. So I got one drive, but it seen it, but it didn't want to do it. So we got to get a different drive or jump drive or something. So that we're going to work on tomorrow. So we'll send it back your way, Gary, KC8FQV. But the first one is Bravo, and the second question is Charlie, KCFQV.
All right, Mark, got you down for Charlie. And we'll talk to you again on one of the B nets coming up here, starting tomorrow. That's for sure. We do have this thing about bees, don't we? All right, we're going to clear with FQV. Let's head down to the homestead. KF8ERZ. Terry, good evening, sir. How you doing? And what's your answer to the trivia question? And what else do you have for the net tonight? This is W8WKY. Over to you.
Hey, this is KF8ERZ. Good evening, Gary, and everybody on the net this evening. It's good to be with y'all. Good to hear everyone's reports. And I guess for trivia, I'm going to go with Delta. I'm not confident in that, but I'm confident in the first question. You threw me a loop, Gary, so I didn't get to answer that one. I was sure it was B, probably. But anyway, go with Delta on the trivia. Good to be back with y'all. I've been missing in action for a few days. I had a little surgery. I had 5 teeth cut out of my head, so couldn't talk real good there for a couple of days. But I got my voice back, and people get tired of hearing me probably. But not too much going on. It's 33 down the homestead here in West Virginia. Big improvement from what it has been. And sub-zero, below zero nights. I got tired of them. Just sitting here running a little bit of FT8 and listening to that. I managed a FT8 contact in England tonight, so I was kind of excited about that. And so I logged in on QRZ, and one more thing I found interesting, I just learned at our county club meeting last week, the founder of QRZ, Fred Lloyd, AA7DQ, I think it was, he was actually born and raised in Oxford, West Virginia, so about 10 miles from me. So I thought that was kind of interesting. All the time I've used QRZ, never knew that. But anyway, hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. Thank you for taking my check-in. Always good to be with y'all. And I'll say 73 and God bless. This is KF8ERZ.
Terry, you know what? We love having you on this net. It's always fun talking to you, and it tickles my roots. It really does. All right, Terry, we're going to clear with you tonight. You have a fabulous rest of the evening, and we'll talk to you again on the barometer net. That's for sure. We're going to clear with KF8ERZ. Next up, we have KF8ELA, Zach, followed by Eric, KE8VZA, and Jerry, HDP, you're in the hole, sir. Take it away, Zach. This is W8WK.
W8WKY, this is KF8ELA. Good evening, everyone on the net. We're going to start off with trivia, and we're going to answer with C, Charlie. A few of those answers are all pretty close to each other, but I'm going to stick with Charlie and see where that gets me. But recently, we've been playing with a Raspberry Pi and Linux, trying to see if I can get all the apps I like to run on it. And we're aiming for a lightweight, low-power computer setup for see if I can get some digital modes and some logging and some other things there. And we're going to see about getting outside, trying some parks on the air this spring. So anyway, I'll leave it at that for now. And this is KF8ELA, back to net.
All right, Zach, very good. Yeah, spring brings out the best in POTA, that's for sure. So get all your stuff ready and get ready to rock and roll. I'm sure Sarah will have a couple POTA events coming up this spring and summer, and I'm sure we'll do a Fox Hunt or two coming up as well. So stay tuned. KF8ELA, we're going to clear with Zach. Let's head, let's see. Eric, you're up. K8VZA, AA8CS, doing business tonight as W8WKY. Go ahead, Eric, and Jerry, HDP, you're on deck.
W8WKY in the net. This is KE8VZA over here in Strongsville. Let's see, trivia. Wow. Trying to remember my thermodynamics class from college like 35 years ago, and there might be partial credit on one of the answers. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. So anyway, I'm going to pick what I think might be the best answer, maybe, and I'm going to go with Charlie, kind of on the Charlie bandwagon here. 10-meter net, Norris 10-meter net tonight, only 4 check-ins. Conditions weren't actually that bad, as the 10-meter net via ground wave can be at 8 p.m. at night. What else? Temps in the 20s, yes, very welcome. Very welcome. That's about all I have for the net tonight. Good to hear, everybody. Great net. Thanks for running it, Gary. Great questions. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, Eric, very good. Yeah, I think I might be a day too late. As we've commented today, it got up to 29 degrees. I unbuttoned my coat, took my scarf and hat off, and I was thinking shorts. But I was just thinking shorts. But anyway, take care, Eric. Thanks for being here today, this evening, and enjoy the rest of the evening. K8VZA, we're going to clear with Eric. Let's pick up Jerry in Shreve, KC8HDP to take it. This is W8WKY and AA8CT. Craig, you're on deck.
W8WKY and the net. This is KC8HDP. Well, good evening, Gary, and good evening to everyone on the net. This is KC8HDP from the southwest corner of Shreve. So thought I'd specify that. Anyway, went out for lunch today with the Wayne Aries group. Always have a good time with that. It did feel good today. Couldn't believe it. It's the warmest I've felt in quite some time. So yeah, it wasn't too bad out. Anyway, don't really have much else, but I better get I almost forgot the trivia question. I haven't heard anybody say Bravo yet, so I will take Bravo and see where that goes. That might be the partial credit Eric was talking about. Anyway, everyone have a great rest of the week, and stay safe and healthy, and look forward to hearing everyone next Tuesday evening on the Sarah Club Net. So with that, I'll send things back to you, Gary. W8WKY and the net from KC8HDP 73.
All right, right, Jerry, thanks for that. I always say I learn something on these net. Every net that I check into, I learn something. And you provided the nugget of information tonight, Jerry. You certainly did. I had no idea, none whatsoever, that Shreve has corners. I had no idea, but now I do. We're going to clear with KC8HDP. Let's find another corner in Shreve and pick up A88CT and Bill in 8WS. You're on deck.
W8WKY.
W8WKY. Good evening, Gary. And if I had to double with somebody, I can't think of anybody that I'd rather double with than Jerry. And so we keep it in Shreve. I'm kind of on the northern side. He's on the southern side of the one street light or the one stoplight we have, and I'm on the northern side of that. And I'm a little outside of town, and he's a little south of town. How's that with corners and all of that? I'm going to go with an answer of Charlie. It's probably wrong, but we'll go with that. And thank you. You've had a really, really good net tonight, and that is excellent. So with that, this is AA8CT turning it back to W8WKY saying thank you. And to all of the Sarah netizens out there, I hope you all have a good evening, and I hope you did enjoy the temperatures today because they were definitely an improvement.
AA8CT, this is W8WKY. All right, Craig. It has corners and also a traffic light. Yes. 2 nuggets of information. All right. Thanks for being here, Craig. We'll talk to you again real soon. I got you down for Charlie. And you take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Clearing with CT, we're going to pick up the National Weather Service. Bill. There is a giant sunspot alert. I'm not going to steal into your thunder, but that's scary, isn't it? N8WS to take it. This is W8WKY and KD9DVB. Chuck, you're on deck.
W8WKY, this is N8WS. Okay.
N8WS is W8WKY. Bill, I got to tell you, your audio went south. It went so far south, I knew you were there. I couldn't understand a single syllable. It was as if you took your microphone and stuck it in a box someplace, put it under your desk, and you walked away, say 10 or 15 feet, and started talking. You might want to check your mic, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that. I'm going to go on with Chuck, and then I'm going to circle back, which is one of my favorite things to do, and we're going to listen to what you had to say. So check out your mic or whatever was going on there. Really, your audio was on a scale of 1 to 100, about a 2. So there you have it. All right. KD9DVB, Chuck to take it. This is W8WKY. And Dave, we're going to get you next, and then we'll finish it out. We got NT8D followed by KC8LYG, and then I'm going to circle back and pick up Bill again, N8WS. So, KD9DVB, Chuck to take it. This is W8WKY. What do you have on your mind, Chuck, and what's the answer to the trivia question?
W8 WKY, this is KD9 DVB, Chuck and Cinnamon Lake. Yeah, my answer to the trivia question is C. Charlie, not a whole lot going over here, just trying to stay warm. My big thing radio-wise is that I've now taken a CW Ops class, the beginner class, in the middle of that, and learning how to use CW, and hopefully within another few weeks I'll be on the air, running at maybe 15, 20 words a minute, and hopefully making a few contacts. So with that, everybody stay warm, and see you next time. W8 WKY from KD9 DVB, back to that.
KD9 DVB, W8 WKY. You know, Chuck, CW Ops is a great way to learn code. They kind of push you, and if you let yourself push and continue to practice, there is no way you do not learn the code. Absolutely no way you do not learn the code. So kudos to you for picking it up, and good luck. If you stick with it, you won't need any luck. Just study hard, and we'll get on the air. Love to have another QSO CW op out there. All right, KD9 DVB, we're going to clear with you. Let's pick up Dave, NT8D and KC8LYG. Rick, you're on deck.
Good evening there, Gary. Hopefully I'm getting in on the HG. In case I'm not, I'll go with C for the answer, C Charlie for the answer. Everybody's had a good evening. I'll be in Leonard all day yesterday. I'll try to catch you on that week. And that control.
All right, Dave, very staticky. You cut in and out a few times, but I got all of it. Yeah, that was pretty doggone good. Got you down for Charlie. And Dave, take care. Have a rest of the evening. Have a very good rest of the evening, I should say. And we'll talk to you again real soon. We're going to clear with NT8D. Let's pick up Rick, KC8LYG. This is W8WKY and N8WS. You're on deck.
W8WKY, this is KC8LYG. Good evening, Gary, and everyone on the net. Not much going on down here. I'm just enjoying listening to that. Figured I'd jump in and check in. I feel I really should know this trivia question. I've worked with metal for 40 years, but I really hate to do this to you, Gary, but could you read the distractors one more time?
Absolutely. I'll actually do the whole question as well. The question is, why does metal feel colder to the touch than wood or plastic when all are at the same outdoor temperature? Your distractors are alpha, metal radiates heat away faster. B, metal has a lower specific heat. C, metal conducts heat away from your skin more efficiently. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, delta is metal absorbs cold from the surrounding air. I'll do the distractors again. Metal radiates heat away faster. That's alpha. Baker, metal has a lower specific heat. Charlie, metal conducts heat away from your skin more efficiently. And D, metal absorbs cold from the surrounding air. And there you go. All right, back to you, Rick.
I appreciate that, Gary, and that really did not help me as far as figuring it out. But I'm going to go with delta, just because I know metal can be cold even in the summertime. We always used to jump up on the bench and lay down at lunch, and it was cool. So it's got to have something to do with absorbing something. But with that, I will say 73s to all, and great net as always, and back to net control. WAWKY, this is KC8LYG, 73.
All right, Rick, no worries. I kind of cheated when I changed questions mid-net. I think I read the distractors only once, so I needed to read them again anyway, so very good. All right, I'm at the bottom of my list. I'm going to circle back and see if we can get N8WS in here. Bill, you still with me? And I don't know what happened to the audio, but hopefully you got her handled now. N8WS to take it. This is WAWKY.
W8WKY.
W8WKY, N8WS. Well, I just switched radios, so that'll help, but you'll get the woodpecker, maybe. Yeah, got problems with all kinds of radios. Well, I'm going to go with D. I think that sounds more logical than all the other answers, but I really don't know. We had a great day today. Went to the North Luncheon at the Canaries in North Homestead. Had a really good turnout. 20, 21, something like that. A lot of guys, gals showed up. Had an easy drive all the way in and all the way out. No problems with the road. That's what I was worried about. And we didn't get any more snow while we were out. So wife and I enjoyed all of it. That's the first time in several weeks that we've been out. So really enjoyed it. And the weather was a little bit better. Still cold, but not really that bad. Had some other things to do in there, business at the bank, and had to fill up my gas tank, stuff like that. But it all worked out really well. So we had a real enjoyable day. Back to you, Gary. W8WKY in the group. 73, everyone. N8WS.
All right, Bill. Much better. Much, much better. No woodpecker. Just very nice signal. And it works. Yeah, it works. All right, got you down for Delta. I'm at the bottom of my list. This is the Sarah Tuesday Night Club Net. My name is Gary. My call is AA8CS, and tonight we're doing business as W8WKY using the club call. Anybody else out there want to check in? We have some time left, not much, about 15 seconds. Just kidding. We'll take some more check-ins, and if you need the trivia question read again, we'll do that as well. Looking for additional check-ins. This is W8WKY. Come on down.
W8WKY, this is KG8REG.
Whiskey 8, Hotel Romeo Foxtrot, W8HRF, recheck.
This is Kilo Echo 8, Alpha Romeo Bravo KE8, ARB Mobile, checking in and out.
Whiskey 8 Foxtrot,
Kilo
Oscar
8, Charlie Whiskey Sierra, checking in.
WFOP, be in and out.
All right, here's who I have. KG8REG is in there. W8HRF has a recheck. KE8ARB is in and out. W8FOP, I believe, was that call. I want to verify that, and I believe there was someone else I didn't quite catch. So, first, W8FOP, is that correct? Foxtrot Oscar Papa, over.
QSL, Foxtrot Oscar Papa. Also, quick question, what frequency on 10 meters is the net?
I don't know that. That's not a Sarah net. Can anybody come back with the Tuesday night 10 meter net with the frequency for W8FOP? Standing by.
28,370 KE8 VOX.
Okay, very good. 2837. I appreciate that. And that's essentially all I had. Other than that, I'm going to be
right FOP.
All right, I think we doubled there, but I think we have that handled pretty well. All right, Josh, let's get your recheck in here. W8HRF to take it, W8WKY, and KG8REG, you're on deck.
Whiskey 8, Echo Lima Mike, Eric, Orville.
Got you in the log, Eric, W8ELM, and KG8REG to take it. Go ahead.
I think you stepped on me, Charlie. Whiskey 8, Echo Lima Mike, Eric, and Orville.
And so stand by if you would. KG8REG to take it. This is AA8CS doing business tonight as W8WKY. REG, go ahead.
Good evening, W8WKY and everyone on the net. This is KG8REG, Greg in New Philadelphia, Ohio. First time checking into the net. As far as the trivia question goes, I'm going to go with Delta. I just, for some reason, it keeps coming back to my mind. An air-cooled engine, being metal and, and the air cooling, that's the reason for my answer anyway. Hopefully I'm solid into the machine. Not sure how well I make the trip. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I'm going to send it back to net control. This is KG8REG, and I'll be clear.
All right, Greg, very good. I have you down for Delta, and you're making the trip fine. A little bit of background static, but 100% copy. No worries whatsoever. Nice job. KG8REG, we're going to clear with you. And again, W8ELM, Eric, I have you in the log, but before we go to you, let's get W8HRF with your recheck. Go ahead, Josh.
W8WKY, W8HRF. Hey, Gary. Kind of sounded like W8ELM might be trying to check into that Millersburg net and might have had the wrong side of the radio on. I don't know. But I just wanted to recheck to answer this new question. I don't know for sure. Definitely don't know for sure. But I'm going to go with Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Why not? There you go. AA8CS, W8HRF.
Okay, I had to stop laughing. I can guarantee you one thing. You are 25% right. W8HRF, we're going to clear with you, Josh. Thanks for the recheck. Do appreciate it. Hopefully you got Betty to bed, and hopefully you and Will are going to have a fine evening staying up and eating popcorn and watching horror movies on TV. W8HRF, let's see if Eric's with me. W8ELM to take it. This is W8WKY. You with me, Eric? This is Gary. Go ahead. You know, Josh, I think you might have been right. All right. Let's get this trivia question out of the way. And if there's anybody else that wants to check in, we'll take check-ins in just a second. The second question tonight was, why does metal feel colder to the touch than wood or plastic when all are at the same outdoor temperature? Your distractors were alpha, metal radiates heat away faster. Baker, metal has a lower specific heat. Metal conducts heat away from your skin more efficiently. And D, delta, metal absorbs cold from the surrounding air. The correct answer is Charlie. C. All objects are at the same temperature, but metal has a very high thermal conductivity. It pulls heat from your skin rapidly, making it feel colder, even though its temperature is no different. And that works in the summertime, too, as somebody, I think that was Greg that mentioned that. It'll pull the heat more rapidly from your body, makes it feel colder. So there you have the answer. I am pleased to have played cold trivia with you tonight, and there you have it. All right, let me take a moment and re-identify this as the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday night. My name is Gary. The call here is W8WKY. If there's anybody else out there that would like to check in this evening, come on down. I'm listening.
W8WKY, this is K8CWS. Corbin down in Columbus checking in. I'll be in and out. I was listening, had a little bit of a hard time getting through. I got doubled on a couple times, but no worries. That's the way it goes sometimes. I was going to guess C, but you'll just have to take my word for it. But with that, I'll say 73s. Thanks for checking me in. We'll talk to you down the coax, I suppose, Thursday.
All right, Corbin, very good. I trust you, and I got you down for Charlie. No worries there, sir. Always a pleasure, Corbin. You take care. Stay warm. We'll talk to you again. Yeah, probably Thursday, for sure. K8CWS. We're going to clear with Corbin. Anybody else before we pull the plug? This is the last call. AA8CS doing business tonight as W8WKY. I'm listening.
Kilo, Echo 8, Echo Hotel Golf, KE8, EHG, Mike and Navarre.
All right, we picked up Mike, KE8EHG. Good evening, Mike. What say you? This is W8WKY.
Hey, good evening, everyone on the net. Good evening, Gary. Long time no speak. I hope things are going well. Yes, I'm enjoying the wonderful warm weather. Anything above 15 degrees is excellent. Oh, man, I tell you, it was like, all right, I need to put the shorts on almost, you know? So, no, not that far, but you know what I'm saying. But, yeah, it was kind of nice and that. But I guess we got snow coming on Friday. Yay. Maybe another school day, snow day. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I'm still plowing. So, but just thought I'd jump in there and say hello and just wish everyone a great day or a great evening and have a terrific tomorrow. So, 73s, KE8, EHG, back to net.
All right, Mike, very good. Thanks for stopping by this evening, and yeah, you stay warm. I bet you do a lot of plowing. I bet you do. Yeah. All right, it's going to get warmer. It is definitely going to get warmer. Trust me. Eventually. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, bottom of the net. At this time, I'll close the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club net at 9:11 p.m. Yeah, we had 38 check-ins total. Not too awfully shabby. I want to thank everybody who checked in this evening. And I want to thank all the listeners and all of you who actually participated in tonight's net. If it weren't for you, there wouldn't be a net at all. So there you have it. You are the most important thing in this whole scenario. Don't forget the Drive Time Cerebrometer net. Monday through Saturday, starting at the ungodly hour, 7 a.m. Let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. We have the Border Breaker net tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We have the Beacon net tomorrow night at 9:30. The pre-net starts. So it's going to be a very netty day. Very netty day. Till next Tuesday when, let's see, I think it's Jerry, KC8HDP, is going to be returning the dials. Have a very good evening. 73 to all, and I return this repeater back to normal and standard amateur radio use. W8WKY is clear, and so is AA8CS. 73, everybody. Have a great evening. We'll do this again next week.